Speaking of, let's move the discussion now live to a Skype conversation. We're joined now by Proteas batsman Rassie from his home. Rassie, thank you very much for your time tonight. We appreciate you taking time out of what normally is a very busy schedule, Rassie, so thank you for that. Let me maybe start and ask you in your own words, if you can try and sum up, how is it and what is it that you feel the world is going through right now with this coronavirus?
Yeah, how's it, Mark? Thanks for having me. Obviously been an interesting few days. I think, what are we, day 10 or 11 now of the lockdown. So, been keeping busy for us as sportsmen, cricketers to actually spend some time at home. It's, I suppose it's a bit of a blessing in disguise, although it's a bad situation. Good to spend some time at home and keep busy and make time for the things that you don't always get time for. So, it's trying times for everyone, I suppose, and us as sportsmen that have a platform of an audience, I suppose if you can say it like that. For us, it's just important to get the right message across and make sure everyone that we do get in contact with gets the message that how important it is to play your part in a pandemic like this.
Rassie, take me through what you're getting up to day by day. You mentioned day 10, day 11. It's still very early days, not just in a 21-day lockdown, but arguably if it were to continue any further. How are you keeping yourself busy throughout the day?
Yeah, it's like I said, it's good to spend some time with my wife Laura at home. We've settled into a bit of a routine where we do some training during the day. We get up to some household chores. We like I said, do the stuff that we never really get a chance to do when I'm away from home and she's working full time. We just had a little braai this afternoon, video calling some friends, and basically you're relaxing, I suppose, as much as you can in a situation like this. Keeping in touch with friends and family is obviously important, and then also staying active and doing what you can. You don't need much space or tools or anything to sort of get an exercise in and get a little training routine going. So, that's what we've been focusing on. You get some time reading a book and, doing these things, like I said, you don't get much time for.
Rassie, we received news last week from Cricket South Africa that the good news, at least everyone that had travelled to India and come back home had tested negative for the coronavirus. Of course, isolation followed as it should have. Was there any fear from your side, whether it be from you as a cricketer, for your friends on tour as well, your colleagues? Was there that moment of fear, perhaps, that realization of perhaps that, this might be very real and this could all of a sudden go very horribly wrong?
Yeah, I think it struck us all. We were obviously supposed to play the first match in India, and then I think a day or two later they announced that the second and third match will be played behind closed doors, and as soon as that happened, it started to get real for us. We realized this could be a dangerous situation, and obviously a day or two later after that, the whole tour got called off, and we were in a situation and we were stuck. In India, we could get out on commercial flights and go through very busy airports, but that would have sort of defeated the purpose of us coming back. So we had to wait about 3 or 4 days to get a chartered plane out to Kolkata and then fly through Dubai on our way back home. But yeah, it really struck home to us that this thing might be dangerous and might get quite big at that stage when those matches got called off. So, you go through an airport, there's thousands of people going through there, and you try not to touch anything and not to, sort of keep your distance from people. And, I think a lot of credit has to go to our medical team who provided us with the right information and the right tools to get through that situation safely. Obviously, you don't know what you picked up because with the case with this virus, it can lie dormant for about 2 weeks before you show any symptoms. So, luckily for us, nobody picked anything up. And like I said, a lot of credit must go to our medical staff.
Rassie, everything is so uncertain at the moment, and we're in such unprecedented times now. Have you given any thought to how long this may go on for? I mean, what if the lockdown were to be 35 days, 50 days? What if you wouldn't play cricket for the next 3 or 4 months? Have you been able to chat to Cricket South Africa? Have any of the management staff had a chat with you guys and given you an idea as to how the upcoming window may look for the immediate future?
Yeah, our coaching staff and our medical team, our fitness team has been in contact with us, and they've sent us programs through. For us, it's important to stay in a physical state that whenever this lockdown does finish, that we can jump straight back into training. In a sense, the timing of this is not too bad for us. Our next assignment is only at the end of next month in Sri Lanka, and then West Indies after that. So we wouldn't have had cricket as a Proteas team during this time anyway. It obviously would have been the IPL at this moment. So, for us as a Proteas team, we don't miss out on too much. But Graham Smith did allude to it, I think, last week in an interview that, international cricket, we need 6 weeks to prepare before we go to Sri Lanka, which is obviously a very tough away tour. So hopefully, it is only 21 days, but if it is more, I suppose, like all of us, we just got to be adaptable to the situation. Nobody knows, what's going to happen and what's going to be needed. But from our side, we're doing all we can to stay physically ready at least, so that when we do go out again, we can jump straight back into our intensity training.
Rassie, in a weird way, this almost reminds me somewhat in a parallel of being injured, whereby you are not allowed to play and you have to deal with the mental aspect of sitting and waiting and ready to go. Is there some kind of parallel to this hereby where you're waiting to play, you're waiting to get on the field, you have absolutely no idea how long it's going to take? Mentally, how difficult has it been for you to be locked in your house, to be training in your backyard? I mean, how have you been dealing with the psychological aspects of that?
Yeah, I think it's quite similar, like you say. You're sort of forced to be on the sideline, I suppose, if you can say it like that. But as sportsmen, that's stuff that you do go through, and it's also important for us who travel a lot and who play a lot of cricket to see how you can use this time to mentally reset, to refresh yourself, to sharpen up mentally. Because when you travel a lot and you're on the road and you're playing and you're practicing and you're in a different hotel every day, it can be strenuous on your mental side of your game. And so like I mentioned earlier, it's important for us to try and see this is a situation. How can we adapt to it and how can we use it as best we can? Refresh mentally, make sure mentally you're in a good space, and then the physical aspect come. Obviously, we can't do any cricket training at the moment, but that's the cards we've been dealt, and when the time comes, we'll be ready.
And Rassie, as the ambassador that you are to not just Cricket South Africa, but to this country as well, maybe just a message from you to not just cricketing fans, but to South Africans all around the country on how best to deal with this and what they need to do to try and keep all of this in check.
Yeah, I think obviously we've heard it so much from everyone. Do what you can, stay in your house as much as you can. I do